Morning everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype online. Each one of you is welcome to this Sunday, 2nd of September online streaming. Death of ego, the essence of surrender. Death of ego, the essence of surrender. There is misunderstanding as far as surrender is concerned. Surrender is concerned. Is it a physical surrender? Certainly it cannot be. Then is it psychological? Yes. Ego belongs to the psychology of the man. It is the surrender of ego. The sense of I-ness, my-ness need to be surrendered. Someone said, you ask us to surrender. At the same time, you ask us not to cling on to you. How can that be possible? The way we are now, it seems in the name of surrender we are clinging to you. Now it seems we will die without you. What is the reason for us? What is the reason for this to be so? What should we do in such a condition? Let ego die. That is the meaning of surrenders. Death of ego is the essence of surrender. Do not allow ego to survive. Ego is a psychological aspect. And one feels hurt emotionally when ego is shattered. There is nothing wrong in dying. The entire wrong is in surviving or nourishing your ego. That I am a grown-up person, I am educated, I am such a valuable person. Your value, your importance is only of the outer world. When you move into the inner world, the matter moves differently. When I say death of ego, what is there in letting ego survive? What is there to be saved in that? It has given you constant agony and pain, and yet still you want to save it. You have considered it as a great asset. Allow it to disappear. Allow it to dissolve. That is the meaning of death of ego. And ultimately in inward journey, ego has to vanish. Ego in Sufi terminology is called nafs. Nafs at the physical plane, at the psychological plane, intellectual plane. Sufis have explained this in much more details. In meditation, the way to self-realization, I have spoken quite intensively on the aspect of nafs. What is there to be saved? If you look attentively, think calmly even for a moment, you will realize what is there that you got to save. And when you see that you have nothing to be saved, the fear of dying will immediately disappear. You consider, when I say death of ego, because you are identified as ego, you are embodiment of nafs. So when I say death of ego, you consider it is your death. And how would you survive? It is the sense of I, it is the sense of my, that has to vanish. Death is of that. If something is said to you, you immediately get emotionally disturbed because this did not appeal to you. And you plunge deeper into the chaos. When there is nothing to be saved, you realize, then what is there to lose? The fear that something may be lost is based in the illusion that you have something and you consider this as something important, and you never open the door and look in your house to see if there is something there. Perhaps it is because of this fear that you may see there is nothing there that you do not want to look into. What is beyond I-ness and my-ness? Because then you won't be able to create even this great fuss of saving, of surviving, that you keep creating all the time. Then you will look very helpless. You may not have a safe deposit, but you keep a hubbub maintained lest a theft happens. That too creates an impression that something is there. What is the fear of letting ego vanish or dissolve or die? It is when the drop as an individual vanishes, its presence dissolves itself, or gets dissolved in the vastness of the ocean, that it attains the magnanimity of the ocean. It attains the magnanimity of the ocean, the vastness of the ocean, the qualitative nature of the ocean. Quantitatively, it may be smaller, much smaller as compared to the ocean, but qualitatively it remains the same. This is the relation between you as a drop and the vast existences, vast cosmoses. This is one of the deepest questions a seeker should be asking within. If I died, what will be the loss? If ego vanishes, ego dissolves, if the drop dissolves, what is the loss? You remember, like a drop on the surface of life's ocean, you have emerged. Like a wave, you come into existence on the surface of life's ocean. Then you continue to struggle for survival. And then one day when the drop dissolves, in the vastness of life's ocean, then there remains a tranquility. Tranquility, equanimity, equipoise in every circumstance and situation that life presents on a day-to-day basis. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा. जिंदगी का समंदर, life is a vast ocean. Like one of the waves, myriad waves, you come into existence on the surface of the ocean. A wave comes, remains there for a while, and then dissolves in the ocean and becomes ocean again. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा, मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में. Today I drown, dissolves, attain to death, into the vastness of the ocean, and that is the essence of immortality. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में. Then the turbulence of the drop, turbulence of the wave. Waves arise on the surface of the ocean. Deep down there is tranquility. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में, रह गई है खामोशी सी हर मौज में. Every circumstance and situation has become tranquil. There is no disturbance. Someone asks, how do you assess the progress on the path? How do you assess the progress on the path? Path of inward journey. When the drop dissolves in the ocean, ego vanishes. Then there comes equanimity, equipoise, and there is no disturbance. There is no emotional disturbance or psychological or anything. You can understand, you can handle all the situations that questions life presents on a moment-to-moment basis. And as if रह गई ये खामोशी सी, there remains a tranquility, equanimity, equipoise. And then you tacitly, the voice emerges out of it. रह गई ये खामोशी सी हर तूफानों को जैसे साहिल मिल गया हर रह गुजर में. तूफान means storms. तूफानों को जैसे साहिल means shore. The ocean is vast. The bird is flapping its wings, not finding tirelessly. This is the situation of ego. But it continued its flight and not finding a place to rest. When ego vanished, naturally, तूफानों को जैसे साहिल मिल गया हर रह गुजर में. Every circumstance and situations brings tranquility, harmony, equanimity, peace, and all that comes with it, compounded as interest. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा, मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में. रह गई एक खामोशी सी हर मौज में, तूफानों को जैसे साहिल मिल गया हर रह गुजर में. What is the fear of dying? Why is there so much trembling? The river has been turbulent. Is the sum total of every drop. It is turbulent because just now it is going to lose its identity, its significance, and that is the fear that I will not be after this moment. Ego will not be there, I-ness, my-ness, so far whatever I have earned, gained, reputation, that I am a professor, I am a learned person, I wrote so much of books and all these things. What is going to happen all that? You recall when Jalaluddin Rumi went in the company of the master, Shams Tabriz, he wrote Masnavi. When he carried it to Shams, Shams said, without looking at it, he asked Rumi to throw it in the well. Each time when he wrote and he brought it to Shams, he asked him to throw in the ocean, in the well. This continued 40 times because it was ego. It was his own individuality that was remaining, and Shams wanted that to vanish. It is only when the drop merges in the ocean, the wave disappears, then you become oceanic, you become cosmic, you become godlike. Godliness is your essence, and it is considered sacrilege when you say that I am God because of other religions. Godliness, the quality of God, the essence of godliness is your essence, that is your quality, that is the seed in you. You have to attain to this potentiality. That can only happen when the ego, you die as you are. Only then when drop dies, vanishes, disappears as it is, then it becomes vast like ocean. Maulana Rumi wrote somewhere, Maulvi hargiz na shud maulai room. Maulvi means learned. Maulvi hargiz na shud maulai room, ta gulame shams tabrizi na shud. Maulvi learned, hargiz, verily not. Maulvi hargiz na shud maulai room. Shud is verb in Persian. Maulana Room could not become learned. Ta gulame, gulame means dominance, surrender of ego, dissolving in the vastness that master is. Maulvi hargiz na shud maulai room, ta gulame shams tabrezi na shud. Until the drop merged into the ocean, he accepted the presence, the vast presence of Shams Tabriz. He could not become the Maulvi. When that had happened, Maulana Jalaluddin brought the Masnavi 40th time and he presented to Shams. Shams did not look into the Masnavi, what is written and what is not. He looked at who is writing. When you write something, I wrote this is my intuition, this is my flight, this is that. There is an inkratiyat. There is a power within that knows beyond our knowings. We are not aliens nor as strangers join. We are bound to each other by a causeless force. The moment you realize that, Shams looked at Jalal. He was a transformed person. The wave, Jalala's wave has vanished in the vastness of Shams' ocean. Jalal's individuality, Jalal's presence, his I-ness and my-ness, the wave disappeared in the vastness of the ocean that Shams was, and out of that emerged a resurrected Jalal. मौलवी हरगिज न शुद मौलाए रूम ता गुलामे शम्स तबरेज़ी न शुद. What is your fear? This is one of the deepest questions a seeker should be seeking within. If I died, what will be the loss? The drop, if you have an opportunity, if drop could lament its saga, it is turbulent, it is shaking within. As soon as I merge in, I go into the ocean, I will lose my identity. I will no more be identified as drop. And you think that is the agony. You have not known the vastness. You cannot imagine the moment you become vast like ocean. And that is the problem. What will happen because of my death if I become non-existent? Indeed, the drop becomes non-existent in a way, but in a way it becomes ocean-like. This is the two aspects of enlightenment, fana and baka. Dissolution in the ocean and the vastness fills you. And this is the uneasiness. So what is the uneasiness in accepting the state of non-existence? What is this uneasiness in accepting the state of non-existence? Indeed, there is a problem, because there is no happiness in our existence state anyways. As I said earlier, there exists only a hope that perhaps someday there will be happiness. You are constantly seeking happiness. You have chosen the wrong path. You are counting the chicken before they are hatched. You are not interested in continuing your actions and let the result come on its own. Whatever you are in pain and misery with it. Wherever you are in pain and misery in it. And still you get anxious, you may lose it. No, just die. Dying is the greatest art. Dissolving is the greatest art. And in dissolving, sugar crystal adds their quality to the water. Water has the capacity to absorb the sugar crystals, and sugar crystal allows them to be dissolved in the water and adds its sweetness to it. Allow the crystals of your ego to dissolve in the waters. Dying is the greatest art. And it is the one who has learned the art of dying moment to moment rather than preserving the putrefied emotions. And it is the one who has learned the art of dying instead of preserving the putrefied emotions attains to total celebration that life is. Attains to total celebration that life is. The moment you let go of yourself, that very moment all life energies within you will be absorbed in a unique dance of celebration. As long as you are protecting yourself, the dance is not released because you are protecting. As long as you are protecting yourself, the dance is not released because of the protection. You are so much afraid that you cannot even laugh. Your laugh is like a fizzled laughter. You are trying to laugh, but it fizzles out. You are so much afraid that you cannot laugh. You are so much in fear that no flowers can blossom within you. If you can laugh like laughing Buddha Hoti, you are so much in fear that no flowers blossoms within you. You have gripped your own life with your own hands so tightly. You are holding your life by its noose, by the neck. You have gripped your life with your own hands so tightly that your hands have become a death grip on your neck. You go on increasing the pressure lest you may die. And this sense of dying you are feeling is because of your own hands. A vicious circle is created. And you never dare to let go. The sense. A friend comes to me. He had a headache the whole day. So to get rid of the headache, he drinks in the night. Because of the drinking, the headache next day begins early in the morning. Now what is to be done? When he meets me in the evening, he says what to do. I have to drink because there is this headache. And when he meets me in the morning, he complains how to get rid of drinking. It brings headache. This exactly is the situation of your life. This is the saga of your life. On one hand, you create your own sufferings because of ego. On the other hand, you want to get rid of suffering. So what is this man's desire now? I told him, your desire is that drinking should continue, but there should be no headache. He said, you exactly caught my idea. This is exactly my desire, and this cannot be. You want to save your ego, and you want to be blissful. Cannot happen, my friend. And this cannot be. Your desire too is similar, that you should also remain and liberation should happen. You want to change your shirt, but you want to put on a new shirt, but you do not want to take off the one that you are wearing. This cannot be. It is in your dying, it is in your dissolution that liberation is. It is in your dying, it is in your dissolving liberation is. In your surviving is the bondage. In your surviving is the bondage because you are the bondage. You not being is liberation, is moksha, is bliss. You're not being as you are, you're not being as a drop, is bliss, is freedom. Seek that. Only this much for this morning. Until tomorrow. Take care and do have a pleasant day.